destiny, fate, dreams. These unstoppable ideals are held deep in the heart of our hosts. As long as there are people who seek freedom in this life, people like Rose and Thorn. Would Stone Cold Steve Austin be Mr. Doublefinger? Becky Hopkins.
Doublefinger? I hardly know her.
The Hero of Tomorrow.
I'm Miss Merry Christmas. I'm high on crack.
And the Media Hunter.
Time to make bank at the casino rain-based zone.
These things shall not vanish from the earth. This is Tracing the Grand Line. How we doing?
Doing okay.
I had a pretty good day today. I started my new job, and it seems to be going well so far.
I've been handling 3 crazy dogs today.
I don't really have anything.
It's WrestleMania weekend as we record this, so if I just go, oh shit, then something crazy just happened in Philadelphia. Oh, we're getting a new couch tomorrow.
Yay!
Cool.
And we got. I'm going to give Casey updates from now on. Basically, where Casey is in the show. Currently, Casey is on episode 50. As in, she. The next time we watch, she's going to be introduced to Daddy the Father.
Okay.
Wait. Casey is objecting to the idea of the character being called Daddy.
No, Daddy.
You at least want to see him first?
No.
It's Daddy the Father.
Don't kink shame Becky.
You don't even want to... Like, he's a DILF. He's a DILF. 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 DILF.
Just making dinner. Leave me alone.
Love you too, honey. We'll get to your segment in a bit. But first, let's do the One Piece fun fact of the day. This one comes from the One Piece wiki page on Alabasta. According to Crocodile, the prevailing winds of Alabasta always blow from north to south, which is why all the sandstorms continually hit Yuba.
Yeah, funny thing about that, but we'll have to wait until the next... I don't know, it would be 2 batches from now.
I know Becky could go 2 batches from now. I didn't have a good segue. In episode 102, Ruins and Lost Ways, Vivi, her friends, and the country's form.
I actually like this 4Kids title, because it's 4Kids episode 70, Secret Beneath the Sand.
I will
Kind of sounds like a Mario 64 star almost.
In Shifting Sandland, yeah.
Yeah.
We open on, of course, the crew walking through the desert. Luffy passed out, and he, Zoro, and Chopper are alone. Is it my fault?
Gee, I wonder.
So I guess Luffy went crazy from eating another cactus. Goddammit, Luffy.
I love how when Nami tells Zoro to go after him, she reminds him that he owes her money still. If you don't end up in hell, I'll kick you down there myself.
Yeah. Nami says, knowing them, they shouldn't have a hard time following us again. Nami, why would you say that? You know better.
Luffy and Zoro have the worst sense of direction out of all of you.
She is banking on Chopper.
Yeah. And Chopper just goes, I'm this many.
Oh.
Chopper, you're more than 2. Just both.
Although Luffy thinking Zoro is Crocodile is pretty funny.
The Gum Gum Submarine's a new one.
Yeah.
But wait, Luffy, you shouldn't know what Crocodile looks like yet.
He doesn't.
Like, the fucking cross counter too is pretty great. Like, although I don't get why the screen wobbled at one point. Like, what the fuck was that effect? Did David Lynch guest direct that scene?
Nah, it's too coherent. After a quick...
Also, 4Kids cut out the bit where they punched each other. They just don't show the close-ups.
Yep. After a quick fist fight, ending with the DBZ punch, Chopper wakes up covered in hot sand. Never fun.
Oof.
What were you saying, Isaac?
I was gonna say, did they at least keep where they where Chopper finds them still buried in the sand. And
Yes,
then
actually.
he falls.
Yeah.
Like, how long were you two knocked out?
I think I mentioned this before. It's a lot of the time, standards and it's a standards and practice thing. I can't play this one with 4 kids. You can't show impact frames.
Yeah. Like, also there's that bit where Chopper revives Zoro with basically smelling salts.
Yep.
In the original, the bottle had text on it that said Potion D. 4 kids removed that.
In fairness, I thought it said poison.
What, are you worried that kids are gonna find the potion D at their nearest pharmacy?
It did have a skull and crossbones on it.
The D stands for drugs.
What are you, McGruff? Yeah, oh my god, they got buried mid-punch. Chopper used Rapid Slap. It's not very effective, so he has smelling salts. All they have to do is follow the footprints. What footprints? And here we are.
Yeah.
Zoro and Chopper walk in a direction, Luffy following out of desperation. I like them. This episode was... It was okay. I think it was elevated a lot by having a lot of very quiet moments of just talking, which is weird for this show. But, like, just Zoro and Chopper talking about, like, why they're both here.
Yeah, I like Zoro's little speech on teamwork. Like, basically saying that it's about more than protecting each other, but making up for each other's weaknesses, too.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
And then Luffy destroyed Pride Rock.
Shade!
Yeah, surprisingly deep philosophical discussion to this filler, and then Luffy clotheslines a rock.
Yeah.
Hey, what's Chopper doing over there? Zoro. It's messed up.
Yeah. Yeah. Also that bit with Zoro just falling down from getting slammed into the ceiling. Like,
Is this the same rock where the Stardust Crusaders were hiding from the sun?
yeah. You won't be surprised to hear that 4 kids cut out the bit where Zoro holds his sword to Luffy's neck.
Yeah. Zoro fell down a hole, and he finds a mystery cube.
So this is where Zoro fell down his ass, huh? Shut up!
Very good moment from Luffy.
He.
Okay. So these cubes are poneglyphs. They are very important information in the history of One Piece. And for now, all I'm going to say is they contain information written in an ancient language that only certain people can read. Although apparently Chopper's heard of them because he read it in a book somewhere, the JoJo special.
Yep.
Chopper, you shouldn't have read that. The world government's not gonna like it.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Jeez,
Yeah.
what is the... Jeez. They're trying to keep people from learning something about history? What is the world government, Texas? What is the world government, Texas?
Yeah.
You have no idea.
No, they don't.
Wait, the world government is Texas?
Oh
No.
my god!
They might as well be, but no. It's basically, yeah, the government is trying to prevent people from knowing about a certain part of history. And I'll leave it at that for now.
Exactly.
Well, that's just rude.
We...
Like, also, it just made me think of finding a hole to fall into the abyss in Tears of the Kingdom, which led to my recommendation for this episode's title, The Luffy of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. So, for some reason, in the 4 Kids dub, despite them being out of the sun and in the shade when they fall down the hole, Luffy says it's so much hotter than it was up top, which is why he lies down. In the original, it was because it was nice and cool. Now, this not only makes no sense, but it's also foreshadowing a change they would make later.
What was the change?
You'll see.
No, I mean, what did they change here?
Luffy said it was hot down in the hole when it was actually nice and cool because they were out of the sun and in the shade.
Why would it be hot in the hole?
It doesn't make sense, but it's foreshadowing a change that they would make in a later batch of episodes.
Oh, God.
Eh.
All I know is that we're definitely underground. Frankly, for Zoro, that's a marked improvement on directions.
Ace Detective!
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
You're welcome. Back with Nami and the rest of the crew.
The captain.
Back with Nami and the rest of the crew, they're noticing that all the others still aren't here, and Sanji's breaking shit. They're almost to you.
Usopp's just over there dying.
Ah!
This isn't about him.
Also, eyelash laughing like Scooby-Doo.
Vivi vows to stop Crocodile, and Usopp's gonna push through the pain, and damn it, Sanji, Usopp's trying. Yeah, back with Luffy, Zoro, and Chopper, they're surveying the area. Luffy's just enjoying the shade. Chopper surmises that this building is being hidden for a reason, but Zoro's more concerned with escaping.
Okay. I think there's this bit where they talk about how like basically oceans rise and empires fall. This is just that bit from Vinland Saga where Askeladd was talking about the ruins. Like, Vivi, crocodile must be stopped, no matter the cost. And then she turns into a truck. The Transformers movie.
Yeah.
You got the touch. Do, 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 do.
Luffy with the Marcel.
Yeah.
I don't wanna!
Yeah.
Luffy,
How can you tell that? They're ancient and they're ruins.
Math checks out. Luffy's being Luffy, gatlinging the roof into the smithereens so he can't grab the boulder. Instead, using the Gum Gum Spring to escape. And hey, they didn't die on impact, so that's a plus.
Yeah. Also, that when they were about when Luffy's like, I want to stay here. It's nice and cool. Cut to him with a lump on his head. All right, let's get going. It was funny in the original version because 4 kids removed the lump on Luffy's head, thus killing the joke.
As is tradition.
Just, I love how when they were about to use Gum Gum Spring, Zoro was just like, accept it. We have to do this. And I'm like, wow, Luffy actually understood centrifugal force.
Yo! I love the flashback to Luffy's speech about why he needs his crew. And we get more of Vivi realizing how great the crew is, which is nice. Choppy
Choppy.
Choppy?
Snip, oh. Becky, you want to give us a chopper snip, snap?
Snip, snap.
I do like how, yeah, they actually do call back to Chopper smelling Vivi's perfume.
Yep. Meaning they're in the same area. Hooray. That was a really nice filler bit, actually.
Yeah. As filler goes, this wasn't awful. It kind of felt like them trying to put a closer on the filler arc, which wasn't necessary, but I do kind of like it. And that little hint at the poneglyphs was interesting, even if no one understood the significance of it at the time, except apparently Chopper.
I mean, admittedly, the only thing about the episode that I didn't really... I thought the bit at the beginning with Luffy hallucinating from heat stroke went on too long.
Because they already did it.
Yeah.
That's fair, but I do love the cross-counter bit at the end.
Well, we got that rematch we wanted.
Yeah.
Episode 103?
Yes.
Okay.
Episode 103. Spider's Cafe at 8 o'clock. The enemy leaders gather.
4Kids episode 71. Odd numbers.
Boo! They're not even odd!
Oh, you think the jokes are bad now? Just wait.
That's a threat. We good to move on?
I was like, damn, Becky, take a breath.
We good to move on, Tina Belcher?
Yes.
We open on... You know the fuck we open on by this point! More desert walking! I am getting rapidly sick of it.
But hey, at least it's canon now.
Yeah.
Oh, goody! The desert walking happened in the story now.
Just...
I have a suggestion
Arabian Nights.
I have a suggestion for the title this week.
Mm-hmm.
And you're walking along, and no one's gonna get that.
Yeah.
No.
It's The Dexter's Lab episode where they're playing D&D.
Also, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Also, we could also go with Monkey D. Jerry.
Oh, God!
Oh, ugh.
Oh, let's not go crazy here.
Don't you put that evil on me, Eli.
Luffy thinks the scrap of paper Ace gave him is just that. Clearly he hasn't seen enough spy movies.
Just cut to Usopp with bubble gum in his mouth going, a worthless piece of paper! Hey, thanks!
Eyelash, give that back. Nami decides to sew the paper onto the hat for safekeeping. I like that she volunteers to do it.
Reminds
Good
me of
idea.
when-
You
Good.
first.
Well, it reminds me of when I was taking vet tech classes. Long story short, tried to go. For those who don't know, tried to be a vet tech. Things didn't quite work out, but there was one large animal nursing class I took, and for a few weeks we had to watch over goats in the community college's agricultural facility. And one night I had to swing by the facility late to take notes on all the goats.
Goat notes.
To check up on goat notes.
That might be the,
And-
the title.
And I had to and I was leaning against the gate to one of the goat pens to take my notes. Not a great idea, because one of the goats snuck up and snatched the piece of paper I was writing on. The moral of the story is
Goats are assholes.
don't no, the moral of the story is don't have paper around livestock.
I was thinking, the moral of the story is goats are surprisingly stealthy. It's a good idea, Nami. Well, until his sweat melts it. I do like how the others are like, others are like. It does annoy me a little bit because the others are like, Louis doesn't know why that's important, but he's keeping it with him. He trusts his brother.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
if Ace says it's important, he's gonna know it's important.
I do like Luffy's line of, I trust my instinct a lot. Which, fair. It actually is right a lot.
The paper will be fine. It's magic paper.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And then we cut back to the.
Wait, here we go. The crew's almost at Yuba. Thank God we're free from the grip of filler. We got to Crocodile and Miss all Sunday. Various plans are planning.
Yeah, I almost forgotten Crocodile's voice after the filler.
Still lukewarm on it.
Yeah, I mean, again, the script is still better here, but
Which is a fair trade.
Yeah, like also we see Crocodile with a cigar in his mouth a lot. Of course, 4Kids remove that, but in this scene, he's surrounded by smoke. Like, that makes sense for Smoker because he has smoke powers, but what's the explanation with Crocodile? Is the room just really dusty?
Look, my humidifier broke. I don't want to talk about it. Crocodile of all people.
Anyway,
Crocodile.
dusty. Hey, let me.
Yep.
How could it be all dusty? You're surrounded by water.
Crocodile of all people should not be with should not have a humidifier.
Yeah.
You just become a mud man.
Like, just on this. Meanwhile, we cut to the titular Spider's Cafe, and the sign on the door that says "Close" is one of the few examples where 4Kids added text because they changed it to the proper American spelling of "close."
I'm fine with that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Them adding text for once?
I'm shocked. Yeah. The officers or agents are meeting at, as the title suggests, the Spider's Cafe at 8 o'clock. We had just said Spider Cafe. It's a quaint little joint run by, oh, hey, we got new characters. All right. Miss Merry Christmas is played by Wendy Powell, who was Amik Hendar in Blue Gender, Mukuro in Yu Yu Hakusho, Kyo's mom in Fruits Basket, Masako Tsuchiya in Detective Conan, Kestrel in Blood Rain 2, Envy in Fullmetal Alchemist, Sister Paula Sikowski in Trinity Blood, Misora Kaska in Negima, Irene in Claymore, Hevlaska in D. Greyman, Maba in Soul Eater, Luida in Black Butler, Belno in Fairy Tale, Tsukimi's mom in Princess Jellyfish, Mrs. Narasaki in Wolf Children, Lil Mama in Space Dandy, Patrona in Garo, Phyllis in Ancient Magus, Regret bears Kalrao in Overlord, Nugen in G-Witch, and Emma in Vinland Saga Season 2. In Japanese, it's Mami Kingetsu, who was Shiori Fujisaki in Tokimeki Memorial, Reiko Kambayashi in Blue Seed, Lee Zhangfel in Fatal Fury, Maki Kawasaki in Burn Up Excess, the Homeroom Teacher in Paranoia Agent, Cobalt Claw in Re-Cutie Honey, Daji in Dynasty Warriors, and Alice in Tales of the Rays.
Well, first of all, Miss Merry Christmas has a different name in the 4Kids dub, but I'll save that for when her power is revealed, because it'll make more sense then. Also, because that name has nothing to do with Christmas, they changed her Christmas tree tie from green to purple.
Sure.
In the 4Kids dub, Miss Merry Christmas was Casey Rogers, who I previously talked about as Kobe in Alvida.
Okay.
Mr. Force, played by Scott Hinsey, who was Oda in Witchblade, Shintaro Nishihiro in Big Windup, Bunshichi in Sengoku Basara, and Kotaro Takabayashi in Ass Class. In Japanese, it's Masaya Takatsuka, who was Johnny.
These two... Go ahead.
You first.
No, you, because in regards to their real names.
Okay. In the 4Kids dub, Mr. 4 was Dan Green again, who I previously mentioned as Johnny, Nezumi, and Dragon.
Isaac?
Okay, so these two, of course, have real names that were revealed over in the supplementary material.
Yep.
Miss Merry Christmas's real name is Town Collapser Drophy.
You sure
That'll make more sense later.
Are you sure you don't mean Dorothy?
No, Drophy.
Fair enough.
I don't want to. I'm tempted to link the page, but it'd probably spoil you.
You can just screen cap the part where it says.
Yeah, fine. I'll do it after I name
Anyway,
the next one.
Mr.
Mr. Four's real name is Catcher Killer Babe.
Becky, do you get why? I don't remember if you were there when we heard the explanation, because I know.
No.
Hang on, let me get a picture.
Did you notice the giant baseball
Let me
bat?
get a... I was gonna have her get a picture of Mr. Four, goddammit! That's a baseball bat?
Oh, that's a baseball bat!
I thought it was a
Oh,
club.
no, that's not it.
Okay,
Well,
Oh.
I was gonna say, it
he
looks
does
like...
have one, but that's a bazooka right now.
I was gonna say, it looks like...
I'm sorry, but yeah. I forgot that he had that at first.
It looks like Broggy and Dory's butt plug.
But you can see a baseball bat in one of the pictures.
Completely missed what I said, Isaac.
He's choosing to ignore it.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry.
Not dignifying it with a response, that's fine. I will just add... "Brr, brr, 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 brr."
No.
Yeah. Okay, hey, Bud Clay's here!
Yay!
Also, did you notice that there was text on the jars of coffee? 4Kids
no.
did, so they took that away right quick.
I didn't even notice there were jars of coffee.
Yeah, when Miss Doublefinger, the mysterious bartender was reaching for the coffee.
They call her Paula. You could call her Paula.
Yeah. Well, she's Miss Doublefinger. I just said it, but even so, when she was reaching for the coffee or tea for Miss Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's a bit too late to say it, but like, they took away words so they can give us the D.
Also, should Miss Merry Christmas really be given coffee?
I mean, like I said, she's basically on meth. It's honestly really annoying to hear her. Like, it's no disrespect to the voice actress. She was that way in the original. It's just she has like 10 words to make up for one of Mr. Four.
I think Wendy Powell would understand, because that's literally the assignment. Is just talk as fast as fucking possible.
Yeah.
I will to get my quota of Rift Tracks references in from the short Fashion Horizons. You'll have to excuse her. The doctors have us on a lot of speed.
Also, when you did mention that Bon Clay is arriving and apparently practicing ballet with his crewmates.
Bam!
Apparently, at one point he sings "Head in the Clouds, Feet on the Ground." Is he singing Shapoopy?
Also, in his defense, teaching his crew ballet probably isn't a bad idea. I mean, that requires a lot of discipline, a lot of physical stamina.
I'm such a lovely dancing boy. Don't have any? He's referring to sparkling water. That's what all the high-class ballerinas drink.
Do you think that Bon Clay thinks that sparkling water is just water with glitter in it?
Please, every water I drink is water with glitter in it after I'm done.
And yeah, I'm not kidding about ballet being actually a lot tougher than it looks. I roomed when I was at boarding school for the arts. I roomed with a dancer, and let me tell you, the things they put their feet through.
I've heard horror stories about ballet dancers getting these horrific leg injuries.
I've seen Suspiria, yeah.
Yeah. And also, it's one of those cliches in sitcoms with football players taking ballet to get better at football.
Like Batman or Magellan.
All I'm saying is, I hope Bon Clay never shows feet.
Oh, please, you'd have to charge me for that.
Oh God, Bon Clay OnlyFans.
Bonely fans. Anyway.
You know, I realized Bon Clay and timeless Tony Storm would get along. Chin up, tits out, and watch for the shoe.
I'm sorry, I dragged this way off topic.
It's fine. Even Mr. One's team is coming to this. Oh, hey, Mr. 3. And here comes Mr. One now. He's played by Brett Weaver, who was Actan Morgan, and Tetsu Inada, who was Patty.
He's a big boy.
And in the 4Kids dub, he was Scotty Ray again, who was also Mr. 5. In the original, the kanji for 1 is on his chest, but 4Kids removed that.
Yep, Paula, aka Miss Doublefingers, played by Leah Clark, who was Kobe. In Japanese, it's Akamiyama, who was the goose in Charlotte's Web. E.T., Gozer the Gozerian, Dot Matrix in Spaceballs, Joe C. in The Simpsons, Black Noir in The Brave Express Mike Gine, Molly Mange in SWAT Cats, Bolo in G Gundam, Madam Web in the 90s Spider-Man. We'd make a joke about that movie, but it's so forgettable that nobody should. Shizue Hayashi in Detective Conan, Mooch and Princess in the 101 Dalmatians series, Mitsuko no Nomura in Bloody Roar, the Sugar Plum Fairy in The Nuttiest Nutcracker, Sheen in Jimmy Neutron,
God.
Clarabelle Cow in House of Mouse, Helga in Ratchet and Clank, Beatrice in Cinderella 2, Baba-Sama in Fairy Tale, Cake in Adventure Time, Muriel in Final Fantasy VII Remake, and in Elizabeth in Way of the House Husband.
Guess what? These two have real names.
Well, Isaac?
You go first, just a second.
We know one is
Yeah,
Paula.
Actually, no. That's an alias.
Oh. Oh, okay. It's like a
Miss
like a Bon Clay.
Doublefinger uses Paula as her alias here, but her real name is Poison Spider Zala. And Mr. One's real name is the Killer Daz Bones.
Daz Bones.
Poison
with a
Spider.
Z.
Those aren't people names. Those are show dog names.
These are fucking these are horse names.
So, Bones does bones them. Dry bones.
Also, why did Miss Doublefinger choose the worst Robin Thicke album as her alias?
It's a name?
I'm making a joke.
I know. I like Bon Clay's Capoeira. It's no match for Mr. One, though. And
Okay.
Good.
Okay. In the original, she was Miss Doublfinger, but in the 4Kids dub, she is Miss New Year's Eve.
That's fine.
That was just Oda's way of saying New Year's Day 1-1. So,
Yeah.
and in the 4Kids dub, she was voiced by Ava Kaminsky, who was Catalia in Queen's Blade, Claire in Pokemon Black and White, and a few characters in Star Wars Visions, including the narrator in Lapa Ocho.
And maybe 4Kids also decided to rename her because they wanted to avoid jokes like the one that Gomer made when I DM'd him a picture of Miss Doublefinger the other night, where he said, I wouldn't mind giving her a double finger.
On that note, what bar is Miss Doublefinger?
She's one of those plastic spider rings you get at Chuck E. Cheese.
Poison spider rings.
I mean, with those arms, she's pretty much... With those arms, my first thought was Betty Spaghetti.
I'm going with what Emmett said, because I can't think of anything else. Black Licorice.
Thank you. I couldn't remember what Emmett said, so... Retro says she is Ghirardelli Intense Dark Chocolate.
Ooh.
Daryl Lee Soft Australian Licorice. Ugh. Krakatoa Black Magic Hot Chips. And a Cadbury Premium Dark. Gomer says a Goth Butterfinger. Brendan Nichols says the same bar Aeon Flux was made out of. Tifa says Black and Blueberry Licorice. And Madeline May says The Hospital, though Leo Nye says this is possible with more E. I say... I have two now, because I thought of one just now. I actually forgot to write down my original. So, I say she is Angelica Pickles' doll Cynthia. It's the hair!
Also, just that outfit. My first thought was just her going, "This is my sneaking outfit."
The sound it would... Because I'm assuming it's all leather. The sound it would make trying to sneak around. I can't do a good leather sound on my own.
Can you imagine the effort that cosplayers would have to go to make sure that spiderweb lacing stays in place?
It'd be exhausting.
Yeah. Also, 4Kids removed her cleavage line, so it was A-okay to show to 5-year-olds.
Yeah, 5-year-olds certainly can handle...
Das Uniboob!
Thank you for saying something so I didn't have to come up with an actual punchline.
Oh my god! This is ein Woman aus Unibooben! Which, by the way...
To quote Nash, beware the coming of the Uber-boob!
As of, I think, a couple days ago, or it might have been yesterday, Germany legalized recreational cannabis. So yes, the little German boy, once he's 18, can go into the weed cave.
Yay.
Oh my
For a
god.
second, I thought you were going to say that Germany legalized cleavage.
That was never illegal.
Oh, please, Fraulein, we did that long ago.
Thank you, German Von Clay. Apparently the orders are this. They're gonna go meet Crocodile. That is the extent of the orders.
Yeah.
Turns out Crocodile's base, Rain Base, is in a giant fucking casino.
Oh, yeah.
Although, 4Kids really didn't want you to know that it was a casino, because they removed the text from the sign that says casino.
Oh, you mean the giant neon letters that say in all caps, CASINO!
Yep. So it's just a weird sign that's bone-shaped.
That's bone-shaped.
I'm conflicted on this because, yeah, on the one hand, we shouldn't be teaching kids how to gamble. You hear that, gaming industry?
Also, let's get this out of the way.
But on the other hand, I'm pretty sure most kids know what a casino is.
They also removed the advertisements for slots, and in most of the dialogue, Rain Dinners is just referred to as a restaurant, which is honestly plausible given the name.
They should have just kept... They should have kept an unedited version for kids who live in Nevada.
This is basically just Las Vegas. It's a desert gambling town.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, I'm very confused as to the rationale here. Like, I don't think most kids have access to slot machines.
Except in old Pokemon games.
Yeah, but you can't bet real money on that.
And I will point out, Alabasta is a very Middle Eastern reminiscent town, or not town, country, goddamn. So this is not so much Vegas as it is Morocco.
Pretty much.
I watched Casablanca.
Either way, Rain Base has some cool design.
Yeah.
And Miss All Sunday also has a giant turtle named Bunchy. What bar is Bunchy?
A chocolate turtle.
He is a bottle of Sioux City Sarsaparilla.
Thank you for picking something original.
He is Franklin's dad from the hit children's series Franklin.
City also said a chocolate turtle, as did Zen. Tifa says matcha tea Kit Kats.
Ooh.
I say...
I should try...
Good.
I should try those sometime.
I say he's the giant turtle from Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
Yay, more lizard runners! Back with Luffy and the gang, they're getting even closer to Yuba, but there's some pretty bad sandstorms. Vivi senses that something is wrong. Oh, the city's being hit with a massive sandstorm. A divine sandstorm, if you will.
I guess the worm from Apple World made good on his threat. You know, we will bury you!
Also, divine sandstorm.
That's what I did that for, yes. Vivi's... So, Yuba is completely buried in sand, just like Aramalu.
Yeah, I wrote down in my notes, this is basically like when the Millennium Falcon arrived at where Alderaan was supposed to be.
Ooh.
Did they even have anywhere to arrive to?
I mean, there's all those fragments of the planet.
And Qui-Gon, no, Qui-Gon. Han just went, son of a bitch! Now he doesn't have to pay me!
The oasis of Yuba's gone, consumed by Stan, but Toto's here, still digging. Vivi hides her face, probably not to face her shame. She mentions the rebel army and Toto flips out. Seems he doesn't like what his son's doing. And the rebel army is not here. So coming here was for fucking nothing!
Although, that bit where, when he flips his shit, he basically throws a bunch of barrels at the Straw Hats. Poor kids cut that part out.
But Donkey Kong!
What are you, too good for Donkey Konky?
Donkey
Just Donkey Kong fused with the robot from Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Does 4Kids hate Donkey Kong?
I do love the delivery from Luffy on, wait there, God!
Raid!
Anything to fit the lip flaps.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sandstorms are regular here now. The town is actively dying, and no supplies are arriving, so everyone's gone. The rebels are in Catarea now, in the other goddamn side of the desert. What the fuck was the point of this? Narratively, I know, but like,
what makes it even worse is that Eyelash knew all along. And
this
didn't
fucking
tell them.
camel. Call me Conan the Barbarian. I'm gonna punch his fucking camel.
just the Straw Hats doing the JoJo beatdown.
Deservedly so.
Sorry, Princess, the rebel army is in another castle.
What? I don't know what you're talking about, Becky. She's definitely not a princess.
Yeah. For Luffy, that was a noble attempt.
Yeah.
Toto's relieved to see Vivi. She's just glad he's alive.
Wow, Toto, you lost weight.
Yeah, malnutrition and dehydration will do that.
Yeah.
Whatever it's worth, Vivi dear, I have faith in you and the king. He's a good man, a true king, would never betray his country. I know it. Even after all this, it's good that people still believe in Cobra.
Yeah.
Okay, this is probably the most ridiculous change 4Kids made in this
Oh,
match.
I'm gonna be mad.
That's not just goofy dialogue. So, in that scene where Toto and Vivi have that emotional reunion, there's a shot where you see Vivi's eyes shimmering because she's about to cry. For some fucking reason, 4Kids edited out the shimmer, so she's just staring blankly at him. It's not even an anime thing.
Why?
Characters in cartoons are shown crying all the time. What are you, Tim Story?
You fucking Vince McMahon? God damn.
It's so bad.
Oh. Toto says this rebellion is some stupid bullshit, though he puts it more eloquently than I did. He could say the word eloquently.
This rebellion is ridiculous.
He says that most of the country still believes in Cobra, but the rebels won't be swayed. They're gonna storm the capital. Oh, no.
Hey, at least they have a good cause to this time.
I hate
they wanted
living
was
in
a good
America. I hate living in America.
Living with a hernia.
Feels
I'm
like it.
choosing to go with the alternate explanation proposed by Cat Icarus. All they wanted was a good Crash Bandicoot game.
Well, this got fucking heavy.
Yeah.
Vivi offers her old friend aid, saying that they're going to stop the rebel army. I should fucking hope so. Koza, however, won't be stopped so easily. This desert's really big, and I'm hungry again. Let's head to Sanji's kitchen and see what Casey's cooking.
Hey guys, Welcome to Sanji's Kitchen, and yeah, you just saw that. We're back to doing a meat recipe, if you remember from last time. Not a fan of hard-boiled eggs, they smell. If you don't like them, fine, I don't! Ah! But for those who don't know, we are cooking the monstrous grilled giant Sindora dragon. Or, as it says on here, it's roast beef cooked in the frying pan. Yay! We're gonna have fun here. Now, if you already just saw, I have the steak already out. Am I already gonna start marinating? No, it just, well, the first step is to let it sit at room temperature for half an hour. Why? Not sure. But we're gonna list the ingredients. But we're going to list the ingredients needed for this recipe. What do you need to make this? Well, here we go as follows, such as 14-ounce prime or choice round steak whole. Here's the thing, if we didn't find this or had Rosen go to a butcher to do this, I was going to use 2 New York strips that equaled to the ounces that we needed. That was my backup for this. Thank God for my husband. Thank God for my wonderful husband. You also need half a clove of garlic, 1 teaspoon of salt, a little black pepper, 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. Now, there's a sauce that goes on this thing, and it will come in the later steps. For the sauce, you need half an onion, half of a clove of garlic. Basically, you technically need 1 clove of garlic, but you can split that in half to retweak for the meat and sauce. Makes it easy! 3 tablespoons of sake, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1.5 tablespoons of butter, and 1.5 to 1 teaspoon of vinegar. Oh, this is going to be an interesting sauce, but like I mentioned, we're letting this sit for half an hour, and you know what? Meat on its own is kinda boring for this dish, and I know in the cookbook they don't do this particular side, so as an added bonus, we're going to do some mashed potatoes my way as an additional side. So you get a Casey recipe added for the Sanji's Cookbook edition. Will this be turning out good? Well, this is when I do it. So basically what I do for my mashed potato recipe is I use some Yukon Gold potatoes. I'm letting them sit in a bowl of cold water to get all the excess stirred out. We're also going to clean these potatoes, and we're going to cut them into nice quarter pieces, and we're going to let them cook, boil on the stove top for quite a bit, because you want to make sure the potatoes fully cooked. How long? I say 20 minutes, 30 tops, but make sure that when you check the potatoes, a skewer goes through them. And once you're draining them, you're gonna put some butter, milk or heavy cream, and any seasonings you like. For me personally, I do salt, pepper, I like garlic powder, I do some paprika, and if I have it, sometimes I'll do a little splash of ranch seasoning to give it a little bit of a kick. Mix it, mash it all together, and then boom, you have yourself some mashed potatoes. Now, hopefully you'll see the product at the end of this. I know that just doing a steak on its own is kind of boring, so off to the side we're going to do my own mashed potatoes with it, just to complement the steak, because I'm literally cooking a steak here. It needs something to go with it, so I'm doing mashed potatoes off to the side for this recipe as I'm letting this in. So I'm going to be prepping mashed potatoes during the half hour as we're processing this, and I'll see you in like a next jump cut. Okay, folks, now that we've let this wonderful beef sit at room temperature, we're going to get started. Here is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna push the cutting board here. Alright. Look at this. It's so big and juicy. Like so. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to rub salt, pepper, and we're going to put some minced garlic on this. as best we can. So I have to take my gloves off that I just put on, and we're going to rub all of the salt, all of the pepper on here. So let's do this. We're gonna take our good old sea salt. We're gonna go through. We have some black pepper now. So we're gonna grab a teaspoon. But sadly, folks, since I'm using minced garlic that's already been minced, I have no way to actually make a half garlic clove out of that, but you can figure it out now. And I can probably use half a teaspoon, but I'll figure it out as we go along. And also, I wish you could smell it because it's wonderful garlic. So, but no, we're definitely going basic here. I feel like I want to add some onion powder to the mix on the steak, so we'll add a little bit of onion powder, just a little, not too much, because there's going to be onion in the sauce. So we're going to start off. Oops, almost went on the wrong side. We're going to do salt. Then leave that open. Pepper. We're gonna leave that open. Only a little bit of onion. This is my only modification. I'm not gonna put too much onion, just a little bit. And then I'm gonna be careful with this. We're gonna plop this on here. I really hope this stays. God almighty, I really hope this stays. And then we're gonna mix it. So in the order when we flip it, we're gonna do the salt. Make sure you coat the sides that you missed. Trust me, you're going to need to cut the sides that you missed on this, guys. It makes it a lot easier. And then pepper. And onion. Just a little. We're gonna add a little more garlic. Like so. Alrighty. Perfect. There's so much garlic on here. But it should look like this. And then we're gonna transfer it over to our pan, where I'm gonna put 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. As you can see, we have the mashed potatoes cooking on this side. Now we got the pan oiled. I'm gonna coat it evenly. Once this is fully heated up, we're gonna put the steak on. Double checking. Always make sure when you're checking the temperature on your pan, you don't stick your hand on top of the pan. You hover it about a good inch, and you can feel the heat on it. Right now, I can feel the medium heat. It's not bad. It's not scalding me. So make sure when you do check the temperature, have it above the pan about 1 or 2 inches. Pretty much like where the pan sits on this, that's where you want it. If you do closer, you're gonna get yourself hurt. You don't want you to get yourself hurt. Also, again, make sure when you're looking at mashed potatoes, you keep an eye on your pot. In the meantime, since this is right, we're going to stick this behemoth on. Sear. Once we cook our meat, this is where it confuses me a bit. Cook the meat surface on medium heat, which I am. Then cover and heat on low for 6 to 8 minutes. I'm gonna try my best to follow this recipe. I think I underestimated how tall this was. I should have started on no matter which side I picked, this is awkward. Yay! Let's wait 6 to 8 minutes and come back to see how it looks, and then we're gonna have to flip it for another 4 to 5 minutes. Yay! Okay, guys, it's been 6 to 8 minutes for me anyway, and now we get to flip this bad boy I need it for another 4 to 5 minutes, so I'm going to take some tongs. Whoa! It actually fully covered it and steamed it. Flip it like so, and then we're gonna cover you. Can I cover you? Oh, this is gonna be tricky. This is an awkward shape. Smash! Got an awkward steak. We're gonna do 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, the beef is supposed to be done cooking, so I'm gonna take it off. Take the big old meat. I can't believe this cooked. We're gonna take it in a Reynolds wrap. And then we're going to wrap it. And let the heat stay in for 15 minutes straight. So this heats up fully. While we do that, we're gonna work on the sauce. So let's have fun. Started with the sauce, but we are keeping the meat juices on here. That's at least what the recipe tells me. And so, it's still low on heat, so we're still keeping it low on heat. Here is what we're gonna get the onion in here, so about 1, 2. That works. And the one thing neat about this meat juice, there's still some garlic in it. But we're still gonna add more garlic because why? So take your garlic back out and let's add some more. Or in this case, just a teaspoon again. So you want to be very, very gentle. Like so. And then we're gonna add sake. Now if you remember last time, we used sake on the chicken. And we all know how that turned out. I know. It was a smart idea. So make sure when you're using sake, get the for cooking one. And this, and you're going to need about 3 tablespoons worth of sake. So we're gonna be very careful of this. So 1. 2. 3. Whoa, careful with the splash there. I'm okay. We're okay here. Remember, sake is alcohol. Be careful of handling alcohol while cooking. And then I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. Ooh, I can smell the alcohol. I'm just gonna mix that up with the juices. And then, when this bubbles, we're going to be adding soy and butter to this. So, we're going to be doing that off camera. And, yeah. Meanwhile, I'm going to be dealing with my mashed potato mix since I still have some time there. So, I'm going to be keeping an eye on this while I deal with my mash off screen. Alright, we have our sauce bubbling. So, you know what that means, folks. Time to add some soy sauce and some butter. Now, for the soy sauce, once again, you need only 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. So, okay, we're gonna add 1. This is gonna be extremely salty with all of the ingredients. Ooh, just right. All right. Then you only need half a tablespoon of butter. And good. Again, if you have your measurements of your butter, make sure you have it. But for me, personally, I can still measure by eye. And I'm trying to grab it, folks. Bam. There you go. So, we need about this much. I'm gonna grab stuff on the side. Like so. There you go. Now, with that, you mix this. Make sure it's nicely mixed. We're making this weird, almost, it seems like we're doing like almost like teriyaki sauce, kind of. Oop. But that's what it feels like to me. We're also making sure when we're making the sauce, we're burning the alcohol out. We don't want it to be too tipsy with this sauce. Make sure everything is nicely incorporated. Also, the alcohol is pretty much burnt. All I smell is soy right now. Alright. Now, the last ingredient we need is vinegar, but there's a problem. Apparently, the only vinegar we have is apple cider. Is apple vinegar? Now, we're out of regular vinegar. However, I did learn that if you want a replacement, you can use mustard or hot sauce. But look, we have hot sauce. This is an alternative for vinegar if you do not have it in your house. So please be mindful. We're also going to do a little half teaspoon of this because this is still hot sauce we're talking about here, folks. But hot sauce can help with acidity. That's what the vinegar is there for, to help with acidity. So we're gonna put that in. We're gonna mix it like so. It's not smelling as soy, like super salty with it. So we're just maybe we'll do a couple more drops of this. Just a couple. There we go. Yeah, when you think you have almost every single ingredient and realize the one thing you need is not in, but the good news, you look up alternatives or substitutes that still help the same thing. This is why it's helpful. And it's not smelling super like salt, like soy. Like soy has a super strong taste, so this is not tasting as bad. And so we're gonna turn the heat off, put this sauce off to the side, and then we get to finish off the mashed potatoes, and then everything should be ready. Okay, folks, with that done, we have not only the wonderful grilled giant Sindor dragon, we also have made some lovely mashed potatoes that goes a nice garnish on the side, and we also have made the sauce, which is still sitting on the oven. But for now, I wonder how I don't know how my mashed potatoes taste. Get out of there. I wonder how this tastes. We're about to find out. We're gonna cut this after letting it be in this Reynolds wrap for a bit, so. Oh, this is. I'm gonna cut it this way.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's yours.
What?
I like it's a good cut, but I feel like, ooh. This side looks good for me.
I mean, I'm more of a middle guy, but
I like this. I'm more.
Is that cooked fully?
Yeah, but I can always cut more this way.
Turn that side. Is that cooked fully?
It was an awkward shape, but I can cut more here.
Good. No, I mean, like right there, that looks red. Or is that just a shadow?
The middle's a bit that's a rare, so
I go like a medium.
I'm trying my best. This was an awkward shape to cover.
That's fine. It looks good. Smells good.
It's supposed to look like that from the book, sadly.
Is it raw? Is what I'm asking.
It's rare. It's like medium rare. It's rare, medium rare stuff. Yeah.
Okay, then I'm fine with it.
We can always cook this more in the oven off the camera.
That's up to you.
See, that's safe for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. This is hard, Isaac. There. Oh no, I have a pan I need to clean later. Okay, we're gonna cut this.
Smells great.
Yeah. This is hard. This is why I wanted to do regular steaks.
Alright, but this is what the recipe calls for.
I know, but still, I feel like I'm carving a ham. Okay.
It's like a prime rib.
And then, Grammy, give me your plate. Give me yours. Now we're gonna see if he's too tall for my camera.
Let's keep going so I can.
Let's see if this is worth it.
Mmm. That's amazing.
I can't even eat mine.
Really?
Mine is too tough.
Here. We should plop it in.
I can't even eat right into it, folks. I have to cut mine. This is why I like medium well. Okay, I can still taste the sauce. Here's the here's the thing. I'm surprised you read it for this time. We had no vinegar, so I looked online for vinegar replacements that were safer. So I put a little bit of hot sauce into the sauce portion.
It works.
Yeah. Again, alternatives for vinegar is like mustard or hot sauce or anything.
Alright, that's an easy yes for me. That's delicious.
I think while this would be an S, I'm only making it to A. There's a reason. I'm only making it A because technically you don't need to make a whole steak. Like using a round steak for this, I feel like this would still work if you just had two regular New York strips.
Okay, but the taste is what we're rating.
I know.
Fair enough.
Taste was great though. I say as much as this would be an S, I say an A just to switch out the meat.
Whatever.
Because it's all right. I will say that trying to cook the awkward shape of it over on the stovetop when you need to cover it was very, very tricky. Especially because the lid wouldn't close.
Fair enough.
So, but otherwise, this, for me, personally, this is an A. Like, Rosen gets an S for this, but thank you all so much for joining us for Sanji's Kitchen. For now, since we didn't really try it, do you guys want to try my mashed potatoes, please?
They're good.
They're good.
Episode 104. Luffy versus Vivi, the tearful vow to put friends on the line.
4Kids episode 72. 0.
What?
Okay.
Oh, cause
Mr.
Mr.
Zero.
Zero.
Well, there may not be any water in town, but there is at least a spot for the Straw Hats to rest at. But not before a pillow fight!
Yay!
You try walking around in a fur coat! Actually, wasn't that bad.
You know, the pillow fight thing with these guys we mostly see like actually fighting reminds me. You know, there's like actual pillow fighting leagues.
Oh, I'm aware, yeah. We need to hang on to the soundbite. Usopp going, and the award for biggest perv goes to Sanji.
Yeah, in that bit where Sanji's like, "Hey, Vivi, you can sleep in my bed," and it just
I think it was Nami, but yeah.
Well,
No, it was Vivi.
It was
Yeah.
Vivi.
Well, in the 4Kids version, they changed it to Sanji going, "A kid sleep in that bed. Usopp got his cooties all over it." And then when Usopp throws his pillow at him, Usopp goes, "Oh, so you're on cootie duty, huh?" I do love the line in the actual dub from Sanji. "I'm gonna shove that pillow down your throat so hard you'll choke on it."
And a fun thing I've learned about pillow fighting leagues, thanks to Kelly Turnbull of Manly Guys Doing Manly Things, is that apparently pretty much any move in those kind of pillow fights are legal so long as you're technically hitting them with a pillow. So you can just like punch someone through a pillow, and it's legal.
I think I have a regular show clip for this. I'm going to play with that audio.
Oh shit! Sorry, I just bumped into my.
Well, during this little pillow fight, where the two things got removed: the red marks where the pillows hit them, and Nami's blue popping vein when she told them to shut up. In the 4Kids world, blood doesn't exist.
We knew this. Well, at least Vivi's happy.
So what? So how are they alive if they don't have blood?
They just
Magic juice. I don't
How
know.
are
It was
they-
the first thing that came to mind.
How are they transporting oxygen throughout their bodies without blood? 4Kids?
Becky, magic juice.
No, I reject that premise.
Luffy's asking for water from Toto, who's keeping his promise to the king no matter what. Look, Luffy's trying.
I'll never get done with you filling my holes. No comment.
And the award for the biggest perv goes to Sanji.
Just, a mystery hole, huh?
We're gonna get used to Luffy saying a mystery insert thing, aren't we?
Yeah.
Luffy dug until he fell asleep, as everyone else did. The crew's earned a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the officer agents are bickering, and here comes Miss All Sunday. Let's give Becky a moment.
Hi.
Time to meet Mr. Zero. He is Crocodile, I don't believe it.
The shot, also, Isaac is probably going to point this out, but there's an establishing shot outside the casino where we see Panda Man on the left.
Also, Crocodile be like, I've been here the whole time.
Yeah. So, when the various top agents of Baroque Works are gathered together, Miss Doublefinger is holding one of those fancy smoking pipes. 4 kids remove that. 4 kids remove that, except in some shots where it was unchanged. Whoops.
He talks about Operation Utopia. Are we in the Xyz era already? What bar's Miss All Sunday?
She is International Delight White Chocolate Mocha Coffee Creamer.
I can only think of white chocolate, unfortunately. So original.
Well, it was just Easter, so I'm gonna say sparkly wildberry peaks.
Ooh.
Tifa, completely missing the point of the game again, says vanilla ice cream with banana and blueberries. And yes, I'm going to call Tifa out every time she does this. Zen says cookies and cream. Good.
Tifa's never gonna play by your rules.
I know, and I'm going to call her out every time.
And you think that's gonna make her play by your rules?
One of us is going to cave, and it's not going to be me.
Unstoppable force, immovable object.
Yep. City says the Three Musketeers. Retro says a 0 bar. A bag of Great Lakes kettle-cooked sea salt, pepper, and onion chips. Just vodka soda. Or a Mars Delight.
Side note, Great Lakes chips are pretty good.
I say a Clover Hill Big Texas Cinnamon Roll.
Cowboy hat.
Yep. Miss Doublefinger asks why he bothered with Baroque Works when he's got government sanctioning. And Crocodile says he just wants military might as his true objective, which is the final mission of Baroque Works, is something we'll learn about later.
Aw, you're not gonna let the audience hear?
Nope. We got 20 episodes to fill.
Fair.
Whatever it is, it requires being in charge of Alabasta, and hence why he's doing this. And by in charge, I mean it to not exist. Well, goddamn. Each officer agent has their orders, and this is all going to go down in one night. Good luck with that.
Just Mr. 4 holding up his orders. I can't read.
His are pictures, don't worry. By God, that's Mr. 3's music!
Hey, the candle guy showed up.
He hit on the back of Bunchy's car, and he looked like Fawful when he did it.
Yeah.
See, I guess it makes more sense for him to do that, because initially, before we got that visual, I was thinking he hitched a ride on the bottom of the cart, like Sideshow Bob hitching a ride on the bottom of the Simpsons car and getting hit by everything. And they run through the cactus patch.
Miss All Sunday, can we drive through the cactus patch? Well, sure. Yay! Yay!
No.
Just getting sand sprayed in his face the whole time. Well, majority rules.
Where's Miss Golden Week?
Gone.
Do we know?
They got her.
Cover story.
What do you mean they got her?
We'll see her in a cover story.
Isaac, we're doing a bit.
Yeah.
Dang it.
We're referencing the bit from Ted. Yeah, but they got him. What do you mean they got him? He was a he was a nice guy. No, what do you mean they got him? Crocodile just found out he got the wrong info. Sanji probably just got Mr. 3 killed.
Yeah. Although, I love how the Sanji snail has the swirly eyebrow and one eye closed, because we never see Sanji's other eye.
Like, is there any reason why Crocodile wouldn't have heard Mr. 3's voice before, like even over another transponder snail? Does he have voice blindness?
He didn't meet any of these people.
Yeah, he communicated only by letter.
Oh.
This is why I lost what I was gonna say.
This is why keeping your identity a secret from each other in a big organization will inevitably fail.
Yes, also this is why HR is important.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Unluckies. You're so dead, dude. Oh,
Yes,
Bond...
cover story.
Good.
I was just in both cases cover stories. We'll
Well,
see
yes.
them again in those.
I was... Yeah. Oh shit, Bond Clay recognizes them. Well, now he does.
Yeah.
Oh, he just realized his friends are his enemies.
Oh.
This sucks!
Yeah. This.
Trying to bridge it there.
Yeah. This sucks. Setting the pet aside, and Jeff goes, "Don't talk about Sanji like that."
Also, that's kind of... It's still rude to say to Chopper. Like,
Yes.
you live in a world where animal people exist, right?
Me, bitch!
If we won't know that for a long while.
Yes, yes.
For his failures, Crocodile basically pulls the Austin Powers trapdoor gag on Mr. 3. Except instead of flamethrowers, a banana gator's waiting for him.
Yep.
Like, also,
We need to talk
Also,
about how
like-
horrifying it is that he dehydrates Mr. 3.
yeah, like, although, okay, so, before we do that, I need to talk about the different context this scene has. So, you might be wondering, for those who haven't seen the 4Kids dub, what was this scene like there? After all, we lost the context for Mr. 3 in Little Garden, so what could he say here instead of talking about what happened at Little Garden? Well, you're gonna love this. This is one of the many Alabasta moments that lives rent-free in my head. Apparently, in this version, Mr. 3 is a bad comedian. Basically, whatever jokes from a children's joke book you can think of, he told them.
Oh,
Like-
God.
One memorable exchange, "Did you know it's raining cats and dogs? I just stepped in a really big poodle." And it gets better. Mr. 2 replies to that, "Your jokes don't work. There's too much waxy buildup." Like, they do sort of try to explain it away by saying in this version that Crocodile sent Mr. 3 to get rid of the Straw Hats in Alabasta, but they spotted his shit before he could do anything. But I'm going with the headcanon that in this version, Crocodile had Mr. 3 killed because of his bad jokes. Although, they do cut out the shot where he lights another cigar and we see Mr. 3's cape floating away.
Can a crocodile even digest Mr. 3? I mean, he's made of wax, and you can't really digest wax.
Gator.
Yeah, gator. It's
Gator,
a
God.
fucking gator. It
Yeah.
can digest anything. It's
He's
a
a crocodile
fucking
with-
gator.
He's a crocodile with a pet alligator. It's very confusing.
It is.
Well, I mean, the wax would just pass right through you if you ate it.
Yeah. Also, when Crocodile is choking Mr. 3 before he dehydrates him, they moved his hand, but instead of putting it on his collar or something, they moved it so his hand is just awkwardly off to the right. How is he even holding him?
The Force?
Yeah.
Let's see, where were we? Bonji buddy. I'll let you decide if that's Bon Clay or Sanji.
Oh god, Bonzi Buddy in the One Piece universe.
Bon Clay took photos of the faces of Luffy, Zoro, Nami, and Usopp because Crocodile doesn't view Chopper as a threat, and Bon Clay never met Sanji.
What is that pose for Mr. 2 as Usopp, though? He looks like he's calling someone on his gadget phone.
Crocodile knows about Koza and Vivi's friendship, and he needs the rebel army to fight the royals for his plan. Hell, he's even been supplying the rebels. The new orders for the Billions. Vivi cannot meet with Koza under any circumstances. Speaking of, Vivi and the Straw Hats... Yep.
Speaking of which, in that shot of the rebels, hey look, it's Law! Seriously, it's a guy dressed exactly like Law, except
It's less-
minus the spots on his
Yeah,
hat.
it's a hat. It's also not a hat here. It's a turban.
Yeah. Still, it's very close.
It's very close, yes.
The guy with the yellow shirt and a sword.
It's his non-union Alabasta equivalent.
Vivi and the Straw Hats are on their way to Krakatoa. My God!
Krakatopia.
Vivi and the
Krakatoa.
Oh no! Vivi and the Straw Hats are on their way to Kataraya, and hey, Luffy got some water for his hard work, and he's actually gonna ration it. He stopped. Why did he stop?
I quit. What?
What the fuck do you mean you quit? He's serious about this. He tells Vivi that he wants to kick Crocodile's ass, but stopping the rebellion won't accomplish it. Quote, "We're pirates. Everyone knows things are better without us around." He's not wrong. This isn't his fight. His fight's with Crocodile. And he points out that it's basically impossible for Vivi to succeed while trying to prevent anyone from getting hurt. It's just not an option here. Someone is going to pay the price of this war.
Because people die, that's why.
Even Sanji is like, "I can't believe I'm saying this, but let Luffy cook."
Yeah. The only time he'll let Luffy cook.
Yep. Vivi asks what's wrong with that, and when Luffy says people die regardless, she slaps him. She refuses to give up because nobody did anything wrong to cause this except for Crocodile. And the two start to fight, Luffy decking her and asking why it's only alright for her to die. Even Luffy can tell Alabasta needs Vivi to live more than anything. Vivi's lost too much and has too much guilt to not let herself not be a martyr, thinking she has nothing left. Luffy says she's got one thing that she can put on the line: them. They all gladly volunteer for this fight. They've been doing that this entire time. They're her friends, after all. "I know how much you hate this. You want to get Crocodile the most, so tell me, where can I find him?" This was great.
Also, when Vivi and Luffy are having their little spat, 4Kids removed most of the bits where they were punching each other. Also, in the next episode, they removed a bit where Vivi cries. What's your problem with Vivi crying, guys?
No tears.
No conflict ever.
Are we good to move on?
This scene was just really good.
Yeah.
It was.
Yep.
I like that we get a scene like this in every arc, every big arc, because it's super necessary.
It's another instance of Luffy testing someone and them passing that test.
It just occurs to me, Luffy is like the idiot version of Shun Akiyama from Yakuza 4. The short explanation: Shun Akiyama is a loan shark who gives people loans of any money without any interest or collateral, because he's super fucking rich. But he makes them do tests to prove to basically prove how much it's worth to them.
Huh.
Yeah. Episode 105. The Battlefront of Alabasta, Rain Base, the City of Dreams.
4Kids, episode 73, Chase to Rain Base.
We open on Vivi realizing just how good her friends are, and that Luffy was right. It's time to go croc hunting.
It was at this moment Vivi knew she'd been fucking up.
And we could quit wandering around in the desert too. It was beginning to get old. Thank fucking God!
They knew.
Oh, we've been through the desert on a camel with a stupid name.
Please, somebody, God, stop the pain. To Rain Base. It's only a day's journey. More water needing.
With the Gum Gum No Way and Gum Gum Leave Me Alone protecting the water, which was renamed to Gum Gum Keep Away in the 4Kids dub.
I mean, that's amusing.
Yeah. I can't believe Luffy's being responsible, and neither can Nami. Vivi promises Luffy a feast after Crocodile's beaten, and that's good enough for him. We cut to the
end of the arc, and Alabasta is now suffering from a food shortage.
We instead get to the Rebel Army, and some kid, Kappa, is shown the horrors of rebellion. He's played by Monica Rial in English and Junko Noda in Japanese, sharing a voice with Toshigi in both languages.
In the 4Kids dub, he was Tom Wayland, who I previously talked about as Full Body and Chew.
Okay.
Koza refuses to let the kid join, probably so nobody has to fight as a kid like he did. Sure enough.
Jesus Christ, that one guy's scar.
Yeah,
he looks like he has a bite taken out of his shoulder.
Yeah, he's missing not only is he missing a hand, he's missing just a chunk of his fucking shoulder. The plans continue to plan on both the rebel and royal sides, though Cobra refuses to fight them. Cobra keeps seeming like the rare example of a good leader.
Yeah. Also, with Koza basically having the rebels show Kappa their battle scars. I think it's time that we gave Koza the fuck them kids treatment.
Yep.
And hey, Karu made it home.
Yeah, by God, that's Karu's quacking. All right, I forgot about the bandages. So Cobra sends the army to Rain Base, so Vivi may have stopped. Good.
Before that, there was, of course, Karu delivered the message to Cobra, and although for some reason, 4Kids, when Cobra handed Pell the letter, 4Kids saw fit to include a shot of Pell, quote, handing it back to Cobra. And it's also a pointless change because in the later shot,
Great continuity.
One more time, I was adjusting.
Also, there's a weirdly sparkly frame effect when
Eli.
Vivi is describing. Yes.
Sorry, could you say the 4Kids change one more time? I was adjusting a thing and it fucked with the mic or fucked with the audio.
Okay. Well, so Karu delivers the message to Cobra, and there's a bit where Cobra hands Pell the letter so he can read it. For some reason, 4Kids saw fit to include a shot of Pell handing it back to Cobra/Nebra by reversing the footage. And it's also a pointless change because in a later shot, you can still see him holding the letter.
Yeah, like
Great continuity.
I'm reminded of Riff Tracks, The Magic Christmas Tree, which I watched earlier today. If they didn't show that, I'd probably be confused and injure myself.
Also, there's a weirdly sparkly frame effect around the Straw Hats when Vivi is describing them in her letter, which was actually not added by 4Kids because they cut that bit out.
Oh boy. Let's see here. Yeah, Cobra sends the army to Rain Base, so Vivi may have stopped the Rebel War after all.
Before that, one more thing. Couple of things. Now, obviously, because blood was implied, when they're showing that bloody transition that implies Crocodile killing his way into ruling Alabasta, 4Kids removed the blood bit and just had the original still tinted red.
The blood bit. Da-da-da.
Also, there's a bit where Cobra is talking about Crocodile dominating the kingdom. Just that bit with Crocodile in the window behind Cobra struck me as really funny.
I'm watching you pee!
Yeah.
Cobra reiterates that the people are what's important. This building isn't in the grand scheme of things. Cobra sends Pell ahead as he and Shaka discuss with the War Council. Things are being set in motion. Hey, the gang made it to Rain Base. Hooray! It looks like
a couple things.
Yep.
Earlier, I think we glossed over Vivi mentioning that Rain Base is basically the gambling capital of Alabasta, and Nami's eyes light up with berry symbols, and I just wrote, Vivi, you said the magic word for Nami!
Pussy? Please cut it. Isaac, please cut in that Dragon Ball in it.
R.I.P. Toriyama.
Yep. It looks like a Desert Mario level. Zoro points out that Baroque Works knows that they're here, and does
Luffy doesn't understand the meaning of lay low
because he just screams laying low.
Also, you can tell it was stupid o'clock when we were watching this, or at least stupid o'clock for me, because I said and also wrote down, what if the Rain Dinner's pyramid was replaced with the Bass Pro Shop pyramid?
And here it is. It's just that easy.
How many of the Straw Hats are diving into the fish tank?
Sanji's trying to catch fish. Zoro thinks one of the fish picked a fight with him.
Usopp is regaling the people in the store with how he once caught a fish this big.
I'm just imagining Zoro looking at a fish and going, blub. And Zoro going, you wanna fucking go?
Things you can say that'll start a fight. You guys want to fight?
the things you can say that will start a fight. Blub.
And somehow Nami managed to empty the entire cash registers.
What is the confusion?
No, I got it. Zoro thought the fish was asking him if he farted.
It's the put up the do you fart chew again. I love you guys.
Also, okay, getting back to that bit with Luffy screaming about laying low. Also, in that scene where Usopp bonks them on the head, they completely cut that out. Not just by removing the impact, but by removing Usopp's arm when he slides in from the side. Not even implying that he punched him.
Oh God, my arm! Hey, Tashiki and Smoker are here. They're getting a drink at the Sand Cafe, and oh my God, Luffy and Usopp just barge in.
And what are they drinking? Beer? No, in the 4Kids dub, it's the good old frothy mugs of water, which honestly makes sense in this desert climate.
The water's the best part.
Although, they also removed the kanji for water from the bartender's shirt. Small victories. They also removed the cigar from the ashtray in front of him, although not the ashtray itself.
It's a candy dish.
Tashiki, you may want to give Smoker your glasses. Fucker seems blind.
He keeps failing that spot check.
And spit take. Chopper goes to piss.
In the 4Kids dub, in the 4Kids dub, he just straight up says, I have to go potty!
Like, Chopper's not 3!
And in the original Japanese, well, or at least the Funimation subs translated
I
it
gotta
as,
take a leak. I'm imagining in the Funimation, it's the neutral ground of I have to use the little boys' room, which is fine. I don't know why. I'm imagining with the 4Kids thing, just the audio of Ike from South Park. I pooped my pants.
And then when he comes back, he goes, I'm all pooped out.
Oh God!
Oh,
Anyway,
Chopper.
Chopper goes to piss. I have to pee. And Nami puts way too much into Usopp and Luffy. But that's par for the course. Because they're going to come running from the Marines. Protect the water!
Yeah.
A chase ensues. And the crew needs to bolt, but Chopper's not back yet. He'll be fine.
Yeah. So when Smoker was chasing Luffy, he uses when Chaser was chasing Luffy, he uses in the original version he used the technique called White Vine. 4Kids renamed it to Smokestack, which honestly makes sense if that was his power.
White Vine, so Curtis Connor?
I was thinking
Thomas
White
Sanders
Vine,
is the better joke there.
I was thinking White Vine, albino red vines?
White Vine is just vine.
What would white licorice even taste like?
I do like the little gum balloon deflection there. That was pretty clever.
Oh, Baroque Works is everywhere in this city. So, is Crocodile mugshot?
Yeah, basically.
Becky, would it be too much to ask you to draw Crocodile with Mugshot's giant arms? For reference.
Oh, okay.
This is Mugshot.
Hang on. Oh, okay.
Just walking on his arms.
God. At the very least, I could edit his face on.
There you go. The crew splits up, Luffy drawing aggro from Smoker. He manages to escape, though, for a bit. Chopper's been being confused by all the diverging scents, though the rest of the crew is not doing much better. Sanji and Zoro are going to fight their respective battles. It's very fucking easy for them to do so. And then Tashigi shows up to fight Zoro.
Well, at least it would be until Tashigi makes up and makes things complicated for Zoro.
Yeah. Oh God, she thinks Baroque Works are just civilians.
Also, and put that damn face of yours away. What is she supposed to do? Take it off?
Face off.
Tashigi wants another fight, but yeah, Zoro says put that damn face away, which, tactful, Zoro. Usopp actually gets some KOs in. Nice. Rain Genders is in the middle of a lake, and hey, there's Zoro. Nice timing. Vivi's not there yet.
Yeah.
And there's Luffy with Smoker on his tail. Miss All Sunday informs Crocodile that Luffy and the crew are here, and he laughs it off. Dude, you don't know what you're getting into.
Yeah, as they go into and also as they go into the casino, we see Panda Man frolicking with the guy behind them.
Oh, the sightings. We got 2 this time at least.
Yep. Shall we move on to the Luffy? Good.
One last thing. I do love Luffy saying, "I'm about to kick your sandy ass."
Oh wait, there was a bit where they crash into like some crates. Who keeps all of these crates around?
Oh, don't you be talking about my boxes. I like boxes.
Shall we go to our segments?
Sure.
Yep.
All right. Luffy moment of the week is Luffy versus Vivi.
I say it's Luffy's escape from the dome. It's like,
Yeah.
you overcomplicate things sometimes, but it's funny.
Yep.
Yeah. My favorite was Luffy and Usopp doing that spit take when they saw Smoker and Tashigi.
My moment is Luffy protecting the water, because he does know when to take things seriously.
I also love Luffy saying that Zoro fell on his ass. That made me laugh a lot.
This is the hole where Zoro fell on his ass, huh? Shut up.
This is Zoro's asshole, huh? Luffy, that's not what that
This
means.
is Zoro's asshole. It was made for his ass.
Anyway, most valuable pirate, I'm going with Nami because I really like the little moments where she just acknowledges, yeah, Luffy's a good captain.
Vivi's dedication and the struggle. She deserves something.
Yeah.
I'm actually getting mine to Karu for making it back to the palace and protecting his friend's honor. Because there is one point where Peldet tries to take his bandage off, but he refuses to let him.
Yeah.
Like, even though Bond didn't turn into him, he wants to be included, and I can appreciate.
He likes
that.
to be tall.
And I'm gonna go with Cobra because, wow, a leader who's actually fucking competent.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Best worst moment. My best moment is the design of Rain Base is really fucking cool. My worst is Eyelash not mentioning the rebel thing sooner.
My best moment is Crocodile feeding Mr. 3 to his banana gator. And my worst moment is Miss Merry Christmas talking like she's on meth. I know she was like that in the original version, and again, nothing against the actress. The character's just really annoying.
Best moment: Luffy and Zoro buried in sand while in their cross punch position. Worst moment: Usopp calling Chopper lazy, even though he had a good reason to needing the rest constantly.
Yeah.
He's literally a winter animal in a summer country.
Yeah. It's like dropping the Roadrunner in the fucking Antarctic.
It's really hard for me to pick a best moment this week, especially since you guys picked some of them for me.
How about when
I'll just go.
when Miss All Sunday showed up?
Yeah.
When in doubt, embrace your thirst.
Yeah.
Obey your thirst.
Obey your thirst.
This is an extreme thirst.
I see a nice couple of pillows there. I'm gonna rest my head.
But first.
But worst moment, Luffy's hallucination going on for too long.
Yeah. Alright, that'll do it. Next time is episodes 106 through 110. We'll see you then.
See you next voyage.
What I do for my... Ooh. First, I spill water over the place. Oh, my socks. Cut this out, Isaac. Ah.